Hello, hello, it's off to TBR land we go. As soon as I'm done filling up this cabbage pot, we're going to start. Hey guys, it's Bobi, aka Paginator, and it is time for a TBR retire for the month of December 2023. I recently attended a training through the Bureau of Education and Research for teachers, which is all about new books for young adults and, middle schoolers and high schoolers. So the presenter talked about over 250 books, and half were more for middle school and half were for high school. Well, I say that, but some of the books could be counted for both. So anyway, all that to say, I've been buying up some books. Now, some are already physically with me. Some are on their way being shipped from First Book and things like that. So I am making those books a priority because the sooner I read them, the sooner I can get them into the hands of my students. Some I feel good about just handing right to them without having read them first, and some I just selfishly want to read first before they do. So I am going to be trying to get my picks for this month from those books specifically, but I may have to deviate depending on where the rolls take us. So let's just go ahead and jump right into roll number one. All right, here's Ronald right here. We're in the last row of the last quadrant, so we'll just hop back down to the first quadrant. I'm not going to worry about lingering in the TBR Avatar state because I don't need to buy any more books for a little while. But anyway, let's get on with our first roll. Roll number one is 1, Team Avatar. Roll number 1 got us Team Avatar, which is a friend or family pick, and this, I reached out to my friend Tori, and she picked for me to read Captain America, The Ghost Army by Alan Gratz. Most of us know Alan Gratz for his World War II historical fiction or other military-based, especially war-based historical fiction, but this is his first graphic novel, and he has collaborated with Marvel, and he's doing a World War II setting for Captain America or Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes, and there is a ghost army. This says the dead of this war and wars past are coming back to life, impervious to bullets, flames, or anything else the Allies can throw at them. The armies rise from the ground in the night and seem to disappear without a trace. How can Cap and Bucky fight something that's already dead? And just what's the mysterious Baron Mordo sitting in his castle atop nearby Wongador Mountain have to do with this? It is World War II, so I'm guessing the Nazis are behind this somehow because they're the bad guys. So I guess I should take a moment to tell you how my November reading went. For the most part, pretty good. I was able to read a lot. I ended up swapping some books out to match prompts. So there are some books that you saw in the November TBR that will come back in the future. I'm sure because I swapped several of them. Trying to focus on these new books that I learned about and, just mood reading such. So, I think I will finish the month having read something for all 11 prompts, whether that was the original choice or not. Roll number 2. 1. We're slowly making our way up the line. So we're going to draw a card. Messenger Hawk. Read a book you've gotten from a book box. Roll number 2 gave us Messenger Hawk, a book from a book box. And I'm going to go with The Forest Grimm by Catherine Purdy. This came in, I believe it was an owl crate. Nope, Fairy Loot. And the synopsis says, once upon a time, villagers would whisper their desires to the Book of Fortunes, and its pages would reveal how to obtain them. All was well until someone used the book for evil. Afterward, the branches of the Forest Grimm snatched the book away and the village withered. The villagers tried to make amends with the forest, but every time someone crossed its border, they never returned. Despite the warning from her fortune-teller grandmother, Clara embarks on the journey into the deadly forest to procure the Book of Fortunes, to reverse the curse that saved her mother and the village. Clara's friend Axel puts aside his longing for her to join the journey, and the young travelers have set their minds to defying fate and daring to accomplish what no one else has been able to before. Alas, the forest, alive with dark, deadly twists on some of our most well-known fairy tales, has a mind of its own. This seems right up my alley, so I've been excited to get to it, and I'll try to get to it during the month of December. Look at this. It's so pretty. Roll number 3. 3. 1, 2, hop down here. 3, pick another card. Okay, let's pick a card. Cora, read a story with LGBTQIA+ rep. All right, roll number 3 got us Cora, a book with LGBTQIA plus rep. Now, there were several of those kind of books from the training. However, all of them I have either already read, because I've been like grabbing them to read, or they have LGBT plus rep, but I don't remember. So in order to guarantee I get some of that rep, I have chosen a book from my shelves, and it is Scattered Showers by Rainbow Rowell. This is a collection of short stories, and Simon Snow is going to be in one of them. So there is your LGBTQ plus rep right there. So if you don't know Simon Snow, you need to check out the Carry On trilogy. It starts with Carry On and then goes Wayward Son, and then Any Way the Wind Blows. All the lyrics, all the titles in that series come from song lyrics, so that's kind of fun. Rainbow Rowell is also the author of one of my favorite books of all time, Fangirl. And when I was in Barnes & Noble, they had this anniversary edition that was like stunning, but it was $30. I'm like, yeah, I already have enough copies of Fangirl. I'm not going to buy that one, sadly. But this one is some short stories, and the synopsis on the back says, Rainbow Rowell gives us 9 beautifully crafted love stories. Girl meets boy camping outside a movie theater. Best friends debate the merits of high school dances. A prince romances a troll. A girl romances an imaginary boy. And Simon Snow himself returns for a holiday adventure. And this book comes with a ribbon bookmark, which is lovely, plus sprayed edges. We love it. Roll number 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Cabbage Pot. Roll number 4 got us Cabbage Pot. Since I'm prioritizing a certain amount of books, I have put them in this creepy skull. And we are going to draw one out of there. And we have Missing Clarissa. Okay, so this is one of the books that has not reached me yet, but I can look it up on Goodreads and tell you about it. I can tell you that it involves a missing girl and a podcast. The author is Ripley Jones, and Goodreads tells us, in August of 1999, dazzlingly popular cheerleader Clarissa Campbell disappears from a party in the woods outside the rural town of Oroville, Washington, and is never seen again. The police question her friends, teachers, and the adults who know her, who have all something to hide. And thanks to Clarissa's beauty, the mystery captures the attention of the nation. But with no leads and no body, the case soon grows cold. Despite the efforts of the internet sleuths and true crime aficionados, Clarissa is never found, dead or alive. Over 20 years later, Orville High Juniors and best friends Blair and Cameron started True Crime Podcast, determined to unravel the story of what or who happened to this rural urban legend. In the process, they uncover a nest of dirty small-town secrets, the sordid truth of Clarissa's relationship with her charismatic boyfriend, and a high school art teacher turned small-town figurehead who had a very good reason for wanting Clarissa dead. Uh-oh. I don't remember what she told us about this one. I remember she said she recommended it for middle or high school, and that it was about a missing girl, and then this podcast. Was there a relationship with the teacher? Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, I'm glad I'm going to read this one before my students, because I just want to check and make sure, like, yeah, that, yeah. Ugh. We went through so many books on the day of that training. It was ridiculous, like over 250, like I said before. So you might be thinking, why don't you remember? It wasn't that long ago. Because it was 250 or more books, so we went through a lot of information to process. Roll number 5. 3. 1, 2, 3. Pick a card. Hama, read a horror. Roll number 5 got us Hama, a horror. And I'm going to go with another one of the books that hasn't quite got to me yet, but I'll pop a picture up here. It is You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kaylin Bayron. You probably already heard of this book because it's been like all over the place on BookTube and Bookstagram, and I don't know about BookTok because I'm not on TikTok, but you know, it's been everywhere. So this is a play on like a slasher film, kind of. So Charity Curtis has the summer job of her dreams playing the final girl at Camp Mirror Lake. Guests have to pay to be scared in this full contact terror game as Charity and her summer crew recreate scenes from a classic slasher film, Curse of Camp Mirror Lake. So you pay to go to this camp and you act out scenes from a slasher movie, like crazy. But the last week of the season, Charity's co-workers begin disappearing. When one ends up dead, Charity's role as the final girl suddenly becomes all too real. If Charity and her girlfriend Bezzy hope to survive the night, they'll need to figure out what this killer is after. Is there more to the story of Mirror Lake and its dangerous past than Charity ever suspected? So that's another one with LGBT plus rep that I had forgotten about. So yay, bonus points for me. Roll number 6. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20-sided dice. Roll number 6 got us 20-sided die, and in grand me fashion, I can't find my 20-sided dice. It's lost somewhere in the craft desk mess. I'm sure that it's there somewhere, but I just couldn't find it, and I was getting super frazzled, so I thought surely there's a 20-sided die roller online. So we're gonna roll that, and I'll do a screen recording of the roll. Okay, so number 5, that is Pride and Prejudice in Pittsburgh. This is one that came from book training also. It was recommended more just for high school only, but it sounded cute enough that I wanted to pick it up and read it for myself anyway. So here it is. Rachel Lippincott is the author, and this is Pride and Prejudice with the LGBT plus rep, if I remember correctly. It says, what if you found a once-in-a-lifetime love, just not your lifetime? Audrey Cameron has lost her spark, but after getting dumped by her first love and waitlisted at her dream art school all in 1 week, she has no intention of putting her heart on the line again to get it back. So when local curmudgeon Mr. Montgomery walks into her family's Pittsburgh convenience store saying he can help her, Audrey doesn't know what she's expecting, but it's definitely not that she'll be transported back to 1812 to become a Regency romance heroine. Lucy Sinclair isn't expecting to find an oddly dressed girl claiming to be from 200 years in the future on her family's estate, but she has to admit it's a welcome distraction from being courted by a man her father expects her to marry, who offers a future she couldn't be less interested in. Not that anyone has cared about what or who she's interested in since her mother died, taking Lucy's spark with her. While the two girls try to understand what's happening and how to send Audrey home, their sparks make a comeback in the most unexpected way. Because as they both try over and over to fall for their suitors and the happily ever afters everyone expects of them, they find instead they don't have to try at all to fall for each other. So you might be thinking, oh, you dummy, you could have used this for the LGBT plus pick. I could have, but here's the situation. I rolled the 20-sided die before I went through and picked out the genre or other specific books. And so this one had already been claimed. So there you go. Roll number 7. 3. 1, 2, 3. Pick a card. Ursa, family picture next read. Roll number 7 got us Ursa, a family pick. I texted my mom a picture of 3 books and she chose one for me. This, my mom doesn't read a whole lot of like young adult or middle grade stuff, so I just said go ahead and choose by the cover or whatever, and she said that she thought this one looked good, which makes me happy because I've been really excited about this one. Thin Air by Kelly M. Parker. And the tagline says, 8 hours, 12 contestants, 1 flight, not everyone will survive. Like the Hunger Games, but on a plane, maybe? Let's read what the synopsis says. 17-year-old Emily Walters has a secret. In fact, she has so many she's basically lying to everyone around her. Her most shameful secret places her on a jet to Paris along with 11 other teens from private schools across the U.S. to compete for a prestigious scholarship. The cash prize will not only cover tuition to the college of Emily's choice, but also lift her and her mother out of poverty. But almost from the moment she and the other contestants board the plane, things begin to go wrong, and it's clear somebody will do anything to win. Between dealing with her best friend's flirty boyfriend and hiding her own dark secrets, Emily's not sure how she'll survive the contest, much less the flight, especially when people start dying. As loyalties shift and secrets are revealed, Emily must figure out who to trust and who's trying to kill them all before she becomes the next victim. Rule number 8. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, pick a card. Please be a nice one. White Lotus. Read a book with flowers on the cover or a flower name in the title. Rule 8, we got White Lotus, which is flowers on the cover or the name of a flower in the title. And one of the books that is still on its way to me is The Windaby Puzzle by Lois Lowry. There are some teeny tiny flowers on the cover, so I'm counting it because I really need to prioritize these books. So, Lois Lowry, you probably know from The Giver and like a crap ton of other books that she's written. But this is a new one that's kind of an interesting mix of nonfiction and fiction. So I'm going to read you the synopsis. It says, Estreld is not like the other girls in her village. She wants to be a warrior. Varric, the orphan boy who helps her train in spite of his twisted back, also stands apart. In a world where differences are poorly tolerated, just how much danger are they in? Inspired by the true discovery of the 2,000-year-old Windaby bog body in northern Germany, Newbery medalist and master storyteller Lois Lowry transports readers to an Iron Age world as she breathes life back into the Windaby child, left in the bog to drown with a woolen blindfold over its eyes. This suspenseful exploration of lives that might have been by a gifted, intellectually curious author is utterly one of a kind. Includes several arresting photos of archaeological finds, including of the Windaby Child. So the Windaby Child is a real thing. So part of it is going to be nonfiction telling about the finding of this child in this peat bog. And then she's got 2 other parts. Fictional things. It could have, then maybe this child was Estrald. Maybe this child was Varric. And so she's adding some fictional what if. Who was this child? What if it was this? What if it was this? Kind of thing. And since she's picked a boy or a girl, I am guessing that the Windaby Child hasn't been identified as belonging to a certain gender. I'm guessing that's because young skeletons haven't started changing shapes in the same way that adult skeletons have done, as far as the women's hip bones are different and, you know, that kind of stuff. So this should be interesting. It might be a little difficult emotionally to think about a child being left there like that. I mean, it's going to be difficult thinking about that, but because it's Lois Lowry, I'm going to trust her to take us on this journey. Roll number 9. 4. Okay, which way am I going? 1, 2, 3, up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another card. Holy cow. It's a good thing I restarted on the card pile. Zuko's Lost Ponytail. Read something that has 150 pages or less. Rule number 9 is Zuko's Lost Ponytail, a book under 150 pages. There is one book from the training called I Got You, Babe. It was super cute. It was only 112 pages and I've already read it. I'm like, dang, I should have saved that for December. But anyway, I did find a short book on my shelves. So this book is 149 pages. It barely makes the cut. It is The River Between Hearts. The author's name is Heather Mateus Sappenfield. And I'm trying to remember where I got this. It might be one that I got sent for review. I don't remember. Here is what the synopsis says. On an ordinary Monday, Rill Cruz left for 3rd grade with a dad, but when she came home, he had been stolen by a river. 1 year and 13 days later, on the first morning of summer vacation, Rill still insists that he's trudging home. Her mom has become a practical woman. Her older brother Eddie now calls her baby and dork. Gus, second in command at Cruz Whitewater Adventures, her family's rafting company, has gone from being her dad's risk bro to her mom's guardian angel. Joyce, company secretary, arm wrestler, and mechanic, still calls Rill a fingerling, but after learning what a cheater water is, Rill wishes she'd stop. When Rill's cat Clifford leads her to the family tree fort on the mountainside behind home, she embarks on an adventure that tests her understanding of the world, loss, and friendship. Along the way, she finds she cannot trust her mouth or her fists, yet the knowledge Rill discovers nudges her and all those she loves toward healing. Alright, so that's The River Between Hearts. I hope it is a good one. Roll number 10. 4. Okay, I've already forgotten which way I'm going. Okay, we went up, down, up. Here we go up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cabbage Pot again. Roll number 10, we got Cabbage Pot and again, so we're going to reach into the creepy skull and fish out another book title. Barely Floating by Lillian Rivera. Oh, this makes me happy. Okay, so this is about a girl named Natalie. And, you know, I'm just going to read the synopsis. This is from Penguin Random House website, so the publisher. Natalia de la Cruz Rivera in Santiago, also known as Nat, was swimming neighborhood kids out of their money at the local Inglewood pool when her life changed. The LA mermaids performed, emerging out of the water with matching sequin swimsuits, and it was then that synchronized swimming stole her heart. The problem? Her activist mom and professor dad think it's a sport with too much emphasis on looks, on being thin and white. Nat grew up in the youngest house full of boys, so she knows how to fight for what she wants, often using her anger to fuel her. People often underestimate her swimming skills when they see her stomach rolls, but she knows better than to worry about what people think. Still, she feels more like a submarine than a mermaid, but she wonders if she might be both. Other synopsises, and I think I remember hearing in the training that she maybe has some anger issues, which is definitely understandable. I'm looking forward to reading that one because it seems like a really cute story. Hopefully she will learn to channel her anger into this new passion of hers and not let the haters get her down. Okay, so that's it for the TBR rolls. I am going to chuck one more book on here as a bonus because this is a book that should be read in December, I feel, and you shall see why. This is Talk Santa to Me by Linda Urban. I picked this up, I think, in Walmart or something, and it just looked cute and Christmassy. So Frankincense, call her Francie Wood, was born in a stable, an indoor-outdoor stable from her family's holiday shop and Santa school, which is also where she spent most of her Christmas-loving life. Francie knows which adhesive works best on a yak hair Santa beard, where to get size XXXL extra-wide patent leather belts, and how to say Merry Christmas in 16 different languages. What she doesn't know is how to recover from the world's worst first kiss, how to stay friends when her best pal goes to a different high school, or how to keep believing in Christmas miracles after the loss of her best Santa ever, her beloved Grandpa Chris. All Francie wants for Christmas is to earn a little money toward a used car and to keep Aunt Carol from ruining the family business. Oh, and for Hector Ramirez, who works at the tree lot next door, to stop being so cute and making her think about kissing boys again. Francie's going to need more than a little Santa magic to make this season bright. So that's going to be my bonus read. And technically, rolls 6 through 10 are bonus reads too, but you know what? It's December. I've got Christmas break. Let's throw in another one on there. So that is officially it for my TBR, and I hopefully am going to be able to read more than 11 books this month because I just want to. So we'll see how it goes. And in the meantime, I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, magical, and bookish day. Happy reading. Adios.